Imagine you are running, not casually jogging in the park, not sprinting for a few seconds, but running faster and faster without ever stopping. You pass cars, airplanes, rockets, until the world itself seems to blur beneath your feet. Now here's the strange part. No matter how much harder you try, no matter how powerful the engine you strap to your back, there is a wall you can never break through. Not a wall made of bricks or steel, but a wall built into reality itself. That wall is the speed of light. Now you might think, oh, that's just a technical problem. Maybe one day we'll invent a better machine. But this is not a problem of engineering. It is a problem of the universe's rules. Light is not just something that happens to move fast. Light is the maximum speed at which information, cause, and effect can travel. It is the ultimate speed limit sign planted in the fabric of space and time. Why would the universe do such a strange thing? Why not allow infinite speed? Because if everything could move instantly, the idea of here and there would disappear. Distance would lose meaning. Events would overlap in impossible ways. The universe would become a confusing mess where nothing could be ordered properly. This limit creates structure. It gives reality a rhythm. It allows one event to follow another in a sensible chain. Think about it this way. When the sun shines on your face, that light didn't arrive instantly. It took about 8 minutes to cross the vast empty space between the sun and earth. So when you feel its warmth, you are touching the past. Right now, at this very moment, you are living inside a delayed universe. That delay is not a flaw. It is a feature. It is what allows the cosmos to have size, depth, and history. And here's the beautiful twist. This speed limit doesn't slow the universe down. It makes it possible. Without it, atoms couldn't form stable patterns. Signals couldn't travel in an orderly way. Stars couldn't communicate their energy across space. Everything depends on this quiet cosmic rule that says not faster than this. What's even more fascinating is that nothing with mass can ever reach this speed. You can push and push, add more and more energy, and instead of getting closer to light speed in a simple way, the universe responds by making the object harder to accelerate. It's as if reality itself is gently but firmly saying, this far and no further. So the speed of light is not just a number written in a physics textbook. It is a boundary that shapes everything you see, everything you touch, and everything you are. It is the invisible fence that keeps the universe organized, meaningful, and stable. And once you realize that, you begin to understand something profound. The universe is not random chaos. It is carefully balanced, astonishingly precise, and quietly enforcing rules that allow existence itself to happen. Let's push the story a little further. Suppose you don't stop at the wall. Suppose you decide to run straight toward it, chasing the speed of light itself. Something extremely strange begins to happen, not to space, not to the road beneath your feet, but to time. Time, which you always thought was steady and reliable, starts to misbehave. Here on Earth we think of time as a smooth river flowing at the same speed for everyone. 1 second is 1 second. A minute is a minute. But the universe has a surprise waiting for anyone who dares to move fast enough. As your speed increases, your personal clock begins to slow down compared to the clocks of people standing still. To you, everything feels normal. Your heart beats normally, your thoughts move normally, but to an outside observer, you are moving through time more slowly. If you could ride a spaceship close to light speed and then return home, you would discover something astonishing. Everyone you left behind would have aged more than you. Your friends would look older, cities would have changed, history would have moved forward while you barely noticed it. You didn't time travel by using a machine, you time traveled by moving fast. This is not science fiction. It is the universe's bookkeeping system. Speed and time are connected like gears in a machine. Turn one fast enough and the other one adjusts automatically. The faster you go through space, the less you move through time. It's a strange trade deal built into reality. And as you get closer and closer to light speed, this effect becomes more dramatic. Time stretches, seconds become long, minutes become enormous. From the outside perspective, you almost appear frozen at exactly the speed of light, which you can never reach if you have mass. Time would stop completely for you. No aging, no ticking clock, no before or after, just a frozen slice of existence. Now pause and think about how wild that idea is. We spend our lives trying to save time, manage time, control time. But the universe says time is not fixed. It bends, it stretches, it depends on how you move. This also means something deeply unsettling. There is no single now that everyone in the universe agrees on. What is happening at this moment for you is not happening at the same moment for someone moving at a different speed. Reality does not have one universal clock on the wall. Every observer carries their own personal version of time, and yet, somehow, everything still works. Physics keeps its promises. The equations balance. Cause and effect remain protected. The universe allows time to be flexible without letting it become chaotic. So when you chase light speed, you are not just trying to go fast. You are stepping into a region where the basic rules of everyday life stop being reliable. You are entering a place where time itself becomes elastic, where the future and present stretch apart, and where the ordinary human idea of now quietly falls apart. And that is when you realize something unforgettable. Time is not the background of the universe. It is part of the machinery. Let's keep accelerating. You've already seen time begin to stretch and behave in strange ways. Now something else joins the drama. Your mass. Not in the sense of stepping on a scale and reading a bigger number, but in the deeper sense of how stubborn your motion becomes. The faster you go, the harder it is to push you even faster. And this resistance, D, doesn't grow politely. It grows aggressively. At low speeds, everyday speeds, this effect is invisible. You press the gas pedal, the car speeds up. Simple. But as you approach light speed, the universe changes the rules of the game. Each tiny increase in speed demands more energy than the last. Not twice as much, not 10 times as much. Eventually, absurdly more. You can pour energy into the system like a fire hose and the speed barely moves. It's as if the universe is building an invisible wall, not by stopping you suddenly, but by making the climb steeper and steeper until it becomes vertical. At the edge of light speed, the energy required becomes infinite. And infinite is not a number you can reach by working harder. Infinite means the game ends there. This is why no object with mass can ever reach the speed of light. Not because our rockets are weak, not because we lack clever designs, but because the mathematics of reality itself refuses to cooperate. The universe doesn't say no loudly. It says try again with an energy bill that never stops increasing. Now here's the fascinating part. We used to think mass was just how much stuff something has, but this behavior reveals something deeper. Mass is not just matter. Mass is resistance to acceleration. It is how strongly an object clings to its current state of motion. And as speed increases, that resistance grows. You become more and more reluctant to change your speed, as if the universe is thickening around you. This tells us that energy and mass are not separate things. They are different faces of the same coin. When you add energy to an object, you are, in a very real sense, adding inertia. You are making it heavier in the language of motion. That famous idea that energy and mass are interchangeable is not just clever math. It is visible in how the universe blocks you from crossing the light speed boundary. And notice how elegant this is. The speed limit is not enforced by a sudden crash or explosion. It is enforced smoothly, continuously, predictably. Every step closer to light speed comes with a higher cost, no exceptions, no shortcuts. So when people ask, why can't we just go faster than light? The honest answer is not dramatic. It's quiet and relentless, because you would need more energy than the universe can provide, because the closer you get, the heavier reality itself becomes. At that moment, you realize something humbling. The universe is not impressed by ambition. It does not respond to desire or effort. It responds only to its own rules. And those rules have written a simple conclusion into the structure of existence. Some doors are not locked with keys. They are sealed with infinity. Now let's step into the most delicate part of this story, the part that keeps reality from collapsing into nonsense. It's called causality, but don't let the fancy word scare you. It simply means that causes come before effects. You flip a switch, then the light turns on. You throw a ball, then the window breaks. This order is so deeply wired into our thinking that we rarely question it. But the moment you allow speeds faster than light, this simple order begins to unravel. Imagine you could send a signal faster than light. Not a spaceship, just a message. A tiny piece of information. You press a button here and instantly the signal appears far away. Sounds useful, right? B. Now add motion. Suppose the receiver is moving relative to you. Because time is not the same for everyone, that instant signal can arrive before you even sent it. From the receiver's point of view, this is where things get weird. You send a message saying, don't press the red button, but the message arrives in the past. The person receives the warning before you ever decided to send it. So they choose not to press the button, which means you never had a reason to send the warning in the first place. Now the universe is stuck in a logical loop. No beginning, no clear cause, just contradiction. The speed of light prevents this madness. It acts like a traffic law for information. It makes sure that messages, influences, and physical effects cannot outrun time itself. It guarantees that everyone, no matter how fast they are moving, can still agree on one thing. Causes always have a chance to come before effects. Without this limit, physics would lose its ability to make predictions. Science would collapse into guesswork. You couldn't trust experiments because the result might arrive before the setup. You couldn't trust memory because the future could leak into the past. Reality would become a badly edited movie with scenes playing in the wrong order. What's astonishing is that the universe enforces this rule automatically. No cosmic police, no external referee. The structure of space and time itself takes care of it. Light speed is not just a speed limit, it is a guardian of order. And this tells us something profound about how the universe is designed. It doesn't just care about motion and energy, it cares about consistency. It protects the logical flow of Eve and TS, so that the story of the universe makes sense from one moment to the next. So when you realize this, the speed of light stops being just a number in a textbook. It becomes the quiet hero of reality. It stands between a universe with memory, history, and meaning, and a universe where everything happens at once and nothing truly happens at all. And that's the strange beauty of it. The universe doesn't allow faster than light travel, not because it wants to limit us, but because it wants to remain understandable. Because once cause and effect collapse, understanding collapses with it. Now let's lift our eyes away from Earth and look outward, far beyond the clouds, beyond the moon, beyond even the familiar planets. When you look into space, you might think you are seeing what is happening right now. But that's not what's actually happening. You are seeing history. You are watching ancient light finish a very long journey. The moon you see in the night sky is about 1 second old. The sun you feel warming your skin is 8 minutes old. The nearest star beyond the sun appears as it was more than 4 years ago. And the distant galaxies, those faint smudges of light at the edge of our telescopes, are showing us events that happened billions of years in the past. Space is not just wide, it is deep in time. This only happens because light is limited, because it does not travel infinitely fast. That delay stretches the universe into something with layers, like geological rock formed over ages. Each distance is also a time capsule. Every direction you look is a different moment in cosmic history. Now imagine for a moment if light were instantaneous. The entire universe collapse into a flat picture. No depth, no gradual unfolding of cosmic events. You would see everything at once. Stars being born, stars dying, galaxies colliding, all mashed together into a single confusing snapshot. There would be no observable universe as we know it. Just everything, everywhere, immediately. The speed limit of light gives the universe size. It creates horizons, boundaries beyond which we cannot yet see. There are regions of space whose light has not had enough time to reach us since the universe began. They exist, but for us they are invisible. Not because they are hidden, but because time itself has not delivered their message yet. And here's the beautiful irony. The universe is expanding, and some galaxies are moving away from us so fast that their light will never reach Earth. They are not disappearing physically. They are disappearing from our future. They are slipping beyond our cosmic communication range. The universe is growing, but our visible portion is limited by the speed of light. This means that what we call the universe is actually the observable universe. It is the part of reality that has managed to send us information in the form of light. Beyond that lies a vast unknown ocean we may never directly witness. So every time you look at the night sky, you are not just stargazing. You are time traveling without moving. You are collecting ancient messages written in photons. You are reading the autobiography of the cosmos, page by page, written across billions of years. And that is the final surprise. The universe is not simply a place. It is a story unfolding at the speed of light. And you, standing on a small planet, are one of the few creatures capable of understanding that when you look outward, you are also looking backward in time. So after all this running, all this chasing, all this dramatic effort to go faster and faster, we arrive at a strange and quiet conclusion. The universe never really wanted you to be fast. It wanted you to be aware. Think about it. You don't need to outrun light to understand the stars. You don't need to break the cosmic speed limit to touch the beginning of time. Right now, standing perfectly still, you already have access to messages that traveled billions of years to reach your eyes. You are connected to distant galaxies not by motion, but by understanding. This is the real trick the universe plays on us. We imagine progress as speed, faster machines, faster communication, faster travel. But the deepest progress has always come from clarity, not velocity. A new idea can cross the world instantly without moving a single atom. A realization can change a life without burning any fuel. Thought itself ignores distance in a way rockets never can. Light speed marks the boundary of physical ion, but there is no speed limit on curiosity. There is no maximum velocity for imagination. You can sit in a chair and think about black holes, the birth of stars, the edge of the observable universe, and the first moments after the cosmos began. In that sense, the human mind already moves faster than any spaceship. And here is something even more humbling. The atoms in your body were forged in ancient stars. The light entering your eyes carries information older than humanity. The laws controlling your heartbeat are the same laws shaping galaxies. You are not separate from the universe trying to conquer it. You are a piece of the universe trying to understand itself. So the final twist is this. The speed of light is not a prison wall. It is a guidepost. It tells us where physical limits end and where intellectual exploration begins. It reminds us that the greatest adventures are not always about distance traveled, but about depth understood. We don't need to escape the universe. We need to listen to it. Every photon arriving on Earth is whispering a story. Every equation is a translation of nature's language. Every discovery is the universe revealing another secret about how it works. And that's where the real power is. Not in moving faster than light, but in seeing more clearly than ever before. Not in breaking cosmic rules, but in learning how beautifully they are written. Because when you finally step back and look at the whole picture, you realize something extraordinary. You don't have to outrun the universe to be part of something infinite. You already are